My name is Wolkowinski. I want to talk about a common mistake and how to improve it and correct it. And it's to do with Indian clubs and posture. And it's something that you can talk to your friends about, because I get asked many times, what are the benefits of Indian clubs? Well, here's one of them, and we'll talk about it in depth. So this is, what I'm going to talk about has got to do with stress and relaxation. And the main things I'm going to touch on now is just by name only, is sitting at a computer desk with a computer and you're kind of like this. You're driving and you kind of probably hunch forward a bit and your shoulders are constantly going into this sort of position. Now, this relates to a lot. Even if you're riding, you're being proactive and riding a push bike, you're still forward and you're like this, so your shoulders are in a different position. What I'm talking about is Indian clubs taking your shoulders back into an open position here. A very easy exercise that you can do this is almost imagine yourself pushing away from the floor. So if you do this kind of movement here, watch what happens to my shoulders here. If I relax them and push, and I'm just pushing my heels down, so I'm pushing the heel of my palm down here. So push, so the wrists are going up from the side and my shoulders are going back. And that's a nice relaxed position as opposed to a stressed position like this. Once you've tried pushing down with your palms like this, with the heel of your palm, you'll find that your shoulders are going back, your head goes up, and you've got a line through the center of your body. Imagine it through the middle of your head, through the center of your body, and it's like your gravity line. And if this is nice and straight, you're standing and you're quite relaxed, and it's not draining you in any way. But if you imagine, I mean, if you're like this, I mean, if your head's forward, there's weight at the front of your head. Or there's the weight created here is making neck muscles pull forward, and your back is straining and so on. And especially also you can stand, some people stand like this, and basically they're stressing themselves, so there's muscles that are being lazy, and there's muscles that are working and overworking themselves. And from what I understand from various articles that I've read, this can lead to migraines, it can lead to back pain, it can lead to all sorts of things. Indian clubs can really help fix these things, and I'm going to show you why. I can remember when I was a kid, my mum and dad making me put a book on my head to straighten myself out. You stand up straight. They used to say to that us in school, stand up straight. So here we go, standing up straight. But what happens if you don't? What happens if you stress? So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to use just a heart-shaped swing. And I'm going to do what I consider a good swing first, and then I'm going to demo what I consider the bad swing. Now remembering this, the heel push down, so I want my shoulders to be going down all the time. Other really important thing is to remember, we want a high swing, so the swing ends as the club comes up or down. It has to come up to about this sort of level, so that's about a 45-degree level. When your arms are up here, your chest is open down, so you can take a deep breath. The breath that's going into your chest should be going down, and it's pushing the diaphragm down here. So it's stabilizing your core. That's really important. So here we go. Okay. So, starting position, wide position. The wide position makes you think about having the clubs up in the air and you're fully stretched out. Now, in this position here, your chest is open and it's wide, so you can take a deep breath, and as the breath goes in, you're locking your diaphragm down and stabilizing your core. Your back is nice and straight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, side view, to swing with your gravity line going through the centre of the body and everything in as correct a position as possible. And now we're going to look at the stressed version. And this is a common mistake because I think people forget when they get up from the computer, you get up from your drive, you get out of your car, or whatever you've been doing, you forget to straighten your shoulders up. And this is what happens. And I'm going to do the side view first. So stressed position here. And I'm going to exaggerate. So now here, look what happens. I can't get the clubs out, I can't push up here. 2, 3, 4, 5. On the front. And that's making me breathe shallow. And I'm not getting a full extension of my arms and shoulders. So I'm finding it really difficult to get up to here because everything's forward. So even if you've got your head forward slightly, it's going to affect it. What can we do about it, and things that we can do to help ourselves with this? The first 5 exercises I'm going to talk about are basically without clubs. The first one's just pushing, so you're pushing up. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can do that when you get out of your chair, you go for a coffee or whatever you're doing, you're standing in a queue. So now the second exercise is if you're also into the bargain, if you've not been straightening yourself up for quite a long time, you may be finding difficulty in raising your arms. And which is obviously really important for Indian club swinging, and you should be looking after your posture anyway. So here's a very simple exercise that you can do to start correcting your arm raising above your head. If you kneel with your knees slightly apart, shoulder width apart, and crunch down like this, put your hands out in front of you, and then just go right down, straight head, and rock. 3, 4, 5, and hold it. And you'll be feeling a pull through here. Now the advantage of this exercise is that if you're having trouble lifting your arm up like this, or you're experiencing some form of a pain, this is going to help you, because if you're standing and trying to lift your arm, you're working against gravity, whereas here you're actually pulling out and there's no gravity involved. So the gravity is basically based on your body and your core rather than your arms. So it's a good one to try. The next exercise is on your back. Try to have your back fully touching the ground. Bring your hands up to this position here. Bring them over, elbows up, thumbs pointing down, and stretch out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's very important in this exercise that you don't bring your arms up to here and then flare your elbows. Keep your elbows together and go to the back. Okay, this exercise is just to get the shoulder moving. So we're getting more mobility into the shoulder. If you put one hand here, feet should be one foot, this foot pointing outwards, and this one at right angles. And if you rest your hand here, hand straight, and start rotating. So it's like a circular pendulum swing. for your shoulder. And then of course you can go back the other way. And of course do that on both sides. Now to explain another thing, you can also exercise whilst you're walking, and you can work on your shoulders. I mean, most of us walk, we're walking kind of like this type of thing. And rather than just keeping your hands loose, if you try to do more of a march, so that means the palm is, when it comes up to here, it's flat, it's facing down, and keeping your arms straight. As you can see, it's actually working my shoulders quite well. So you could do a 10-minute walk, and it just helps to, you'd be surprised how much energy that takes, just keeping your arms straight when you're walking. Next we're going to do half circles and quarter circles with clubs, but if you are struggling with your shoulders, you should do it without first, and then go up to clubs, and then don't go mad with the weight. You know, if you've got a shoulder problem, see a physician anyway, but then start very gradually and build up your strength, so building up your strength to your shoulders. Now these exercises are basically, this is called the half circle. So from the clubs hanging down here, hands on the saber position, third finger on the button, at the end of the handle here. We're going to come up to the starting position, wide position, and then lateral, so out to the sides, down, and then back up again. So 2, 3, 'Okay, the next one is just the same but to the front, and I'll turn to the side. So, up to here. One. 2. And 3. Okay, quarter circle. The quarter circle actually strains your shoulder more than the half circle. The quarter circle lateral is this one. So we're going out to the sides, pausing for a minute, and back down again. 2. And you can see my shoulders going down when this is happening. So they're kind of packing down. 3. From the side. And 3. Now we're going to do exactly the same to the front. So 1, pause for a little bit, and then down again. This is all done with the saber grip. 2, the ball of the club should be on the heel of your palm. And 3. So what I meant by that was, there's the correct grip. The ball of the club is resting between the 2 pads here on the heel of your palm. And the palm should be down. So just to recap, the quadruped exercise, which is on all fours, stretching out on the floor. The supine exercise, which is with your back on the floor, reaching behind you here. And the pendulum exercise, which we did. Those are all exercises for you if you have problems lifting your arms up high. This type of thing. So, you know, an easy way to lift your arm is like this, and then like this. and we use this movement in Indian clubs. We go from the standard position here to here and lift up to the Y position. So that's the easy move. And then we've just done the movements, which is much harder, which is this one here, the quarter circle, and of course the half circle. This is a circular exercise. Basically, we're going to do outward and inward. We're only going to use one club. First thing I'd like you to do is to find the space between your ribs here and the top of your pelvis, and just put your hand in there. Feet shoulder width apart. Now, the movement that we're going to do is as follows. Starting position, Y position. Now, as the club goes away from the body, gravity starts pulling it. So, I mean, it's at its greatest here. As the club swings through, I want you to keep your arm as straight as possible, so you're going to do a 45-degree turn and allow the club to pass your body up to the top again. Now, as this is happening, as the 45-degree turn is happening, from about this position, you'll feel that your core turns up and relaxes when it comes up to about here. And then as it swings through, you'll feel the core tension, tension, tension. Same in reverse. So we're going to go inward. Tension, tension, tension. Try it on the other side. Find that spot again on this side here. Starting position, Y position. We're going to swing outward first. Tension, tension, tension. And back again. Tension, tension, tension. So just to recap, we're working on computers, we're driving, we're doing all sorts of things, and I mean, the iPhone's a classic example, everybody's like this. And I remember seeing a photograph a while ago, somebody posted up, of two photographs side by side, one from the 1950s and the other one from current day. And the current day one was everybody with their iPhone. I mean, look at the shoulders here. There's the iPhone, and everybody's fiddling around and doing all this sort of stuff. And then in the 1950s, people were holding up newspapers. And look at the shoulders there. They're reading the newspapers standing at a railway station. This is all both photographs at the railway station. So there's the newspapers, iPhone. Stressed, relaxed. So it's just something for you to think about. So next time you're swinging clubs, I want you to try and think about, reaching out. And as you reach out, you've got the ability to straighten your arms, huge deep breath in, stabilizing the core, and then breathing out as it comes out. Deep breath in, out. So, and then it's a de-stressing type of situation. So your body is now using muscles that, rather than you being hunched up all day, you're actually opening up. And the muscle memory in your body will come back, even if for instance, if you're finding, lifting your arms a problem and so on, it'll come back to you if you start practicing on a daily basis. Thank you for watching. I'd love you to comment. Anything you have to say is always important to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.